Alright, against odds time, we are playing Helix Pinnacle in Modern. Should be sweet. Can we keep both of these? If this is twin, we're going to want the paths. Yeah, we'll keep both. Yeah, I guess we run a Helix Pinnacle out there. Does this get countered? I imagine our opponent reading that card, thinking, does this guy seriously think he is going to put 100 tower counters on Helix Pinnacle? Untap land, it looks like they are going to counter it. Remand, okay. Well, we will untap Temple Garden into Helix Pinnacle. So this does look like twin, so I'm glad we kept the double paths. We'll just play Flooded Strand so we can get another white source if need be. And start putting some counters on our Helix Pinnacle. Oh yeah. I think we'll just get a plains and yup. Only 97 more to go. Oh, and there's the rule of law. Oh, I think we gotta wait. I think we gotta wait because we would like to draw a counter to resolve this. But if this is the trick of the deck, if we get a rule of law and a knowledge pool on the battlefield at the same time, no one can cast any spells, and we just get to Helix Pinnacle forever. We'll get Hallowed Fountain, but we'll play it tapped. I don't think the extra counter is worth it. Up to 6. Lightning Bolt S, okay. Another knowledge pool. Well, alright. Let's go for Rule of Law. Gets remanded. Alright. Pass the turn. Pinnacling. Up to 8. Slowly but surely. Alright, let's do the same thing. Go for Rule of Law. Another remand. Alright, Ghost Quarter. Pass the turn. We don't really want to tap out just because we could get hit by the twin combo, and we're trying to avoid that. Down to 11. Oh, we haven't drawn a single counter, and we have a ton of them. Alright, up to 11 counters. Rule of Law. Have we run our opponent out of counters yet? No. Celestial Colonnade. And I think we just gotta pass the turn again. Alright, climbing the ladder. Up to 14. Ooh, and we drew a remand finally. Alright. Let's see if we can finally get this Rule of Law to resolve. Goes with Snapcaster. On a remand. I think we remand the remand. Dispel the remand. Well, alright. Remand the Rule of Law. Play Celestial Colonnade. Do we just need to path Snapcaster right now? I guess we can upkeep path. Make them tap the mana on their own turn if that's what they're going to do. Upkeep, path Snapcaster. We're actually 1 mana away from playing Knowledge Pool and Rule of Law on the same turn. Alright, our opponent's passing. We're going to put 1 counter on our Helix Pinnacle. Up to 15. Oh, and a Ghost Core. Oh, man. If they don't have a counter. Rule of Law. Again. Bolts us. Can they kill us here? Well, now we can each only play 1 spell each turn. I guess I should have cast Knowledge Pool first on the off chance that resolve. I guess we can attack. I guess we might as well. They can't cast a spell. Alright, what do they got? Oh my god. Island. If we resolve Knowledge Pool, we win. Supreme Verdict doesn't do anything. They can't Snapcaster. Does it resolve? Do we get it? It's a hard lock. Is it going to resolve? Our opponent's reading, trying to figure out. So I'll tell you what happens is they go with Kolaghan's Command. We got it. We discard Supreme Verdict. Knowledge Pool comes into play. We each exile the top 3 cards of our library. So the idea of Knowledge Pool is whenever you cast a spell, you get to exile that spell and play one of the 3 spells you exiled with Knowledge Pool. Well, with Rule of Law on the battlefield, you can't cast an additional spell, so it's just a hard lock. So we have Infinity to put the counters on our Helix Pinnacle. And we did it. The very first game. Man, this might be the shortest against odds ever. We just yes, yes, yes. What are the chances? Neither one of us could cast a spell. Well, I guess we'll just start on Hallowed Fountain into Serum Visions. Well, I guess we are the counterspell hand, and we will keep them. Windswept Teeth, pass the turn. No Helix Pinnacle yet. This looks like a pretty solid hand against Twin anyway, just because we have a lot of disruption. I'm not going to crack that yet. Remand. Alright, now we will play Celestial Colonnade, pass the turn. Another tap land. Alright, crack Windswept Teeth, get a Breeding Pool. I don't think our opponent can be playing Blood Moon based on their mana base. Guess we'll just play another Windswept Teeth for now. So we have double counter spell up. Serum Visions, we're not going to try to counter that. Alright, crack Windswept Teeth. I guess we can just get Temple Garden here. Play Flooded Strand. Ship the turn back. So we would like to resolve this curse. Curse is better than Rule of Law because it only affects our opponent. Might as well search out some basics to be safe. Ooh, click is sweet. I think we play Ghost Quarter. This way we can click, counter, and path all in the same turn. But our opponent missed our land drop, so maybe we don't even click yet. Colonnade, pass the turn. Because if our opponent has to start discarding, that's good for us. Snapcaster Mage. Alright, we'll let that go. So now the idea is resolve the click and make sure we can resolve Curse of Exhaustion. Bottom top. Finds another land. Alright, let's click our opponent. Can't dispel it. They need an actual counter spell. Alright. Click resolves. Take a peek at the hand. See what's going on over there. Double Kolaghan's Command. Negate. Remand. Spell Snare. And Splinter Twin. Good God. Well, I think we take a Spell Snare here. Just because if we draw land, then we get to resolve a Curse of Exhaustion. And we did. Sweet. Alright, so let's get in with Vendilion Click. Puts our opponent to 14. Hallowed Fountain, untapped. Curse of Exhaustion, targeting our opponent. So they can only cast one spell each turn. They go with Remand. So we will Mana Leak the Remand. Another Remand. And we will just Condescend. And there's our Helix Pinnacle and the Serum Visions. Pinnacle, we'll put Serum Visions on top so we can Serum Visions into Helix Pinnacle and get the Scry. So now our opponent can only cast one spell each turn. Their one spell is Kolaghan's Command. Discards a card, 2 damage to click. So I think we just discard Leak here. And we will Serum Visions. I think we put Remand on top. Remand is awesome in this situation. Then we can, because they can't cast another spell, so it's basically like Time Walk that draws us a card, and Helix Pinnacle. We might have to path the Snapcaster at some point. Kolaghan's Command. Target player discards a card, 2 damage. So I think that's fine. We will discard the path. We're going to have to block Snapcaster with Colonnade. Helix Pinnacle for 6. Draw the other Remand. Pass the turn. Probably going to have to Ghost Quarter that Loot House too. We want to have enough mana that we can Colonnade, block, leave up Remand without having to tap Colonnade. Just loots again, main phase. Alright, opponent goes to attack. Now we are going to block with Colonnade. If our opponent goes to kill it, terminate, we get to Remand the Terminate. They can't recast it because of Curse. Alright, so we got rid of Snapcaster. Another Helix Pinnacle isn't exciting. So let's Serum Visions. Remand, bottom. Now we are going to Ghost Quarter, Desolate Lighthouse, and we'll just pass the turn. Start countering up our Helix Pinnacle. Deceiver Exarch, and we'll remand that. And a Leak, sweet. Serum Visions, our opponent's one spell for their turn. Alright, Helix Pinnacle. I'd like to find another path to make sure we don't get comboed off. Rule of Law. I don't think we need to cast that at the moment. No, let's just pass. Deceiver Exarch comes down, taps a Colonnade. Their one spell is Duress. I guess we remand the Duress and hope we draw into something. Not another Helix Pinnacle. Now we might actually just lose, but our opponent doesn't know that, so they might go with Duress again. Serum Visions, bottom and top the Condescend. Pass the turn, see what our opponent does. Another Deceiver Exarch. Alright, taps our Colonnade. Are they just going to go beatdowns? Yeah, maybe they can beat us old-fashioned way. Goes with Duress. Yep, takes Mana Leak. Alright, Helix Pinnacle. Draw the Condescend, pass the turn. What they didn't know is we drew this Condescend. We were floating on top, which can counter the Splinter Twin. Bottom the Forest. Top the Remand, or do we just... Yeah, I think we gotta top the Remand. We are dead to a Lightning Bolt on our upkeep. Alright, no Bolt on our upkeep. Pass the turn. Oh, they had the Bolt, they just waited. Alright, well I guess we can Remand. And we're hoping we draw into something. Nope. Alright. Alright, we're on the play. I guess that's fine. Get a Hallowed Fountain. So, no Helix Pinnacle yet, but we do have our lock pieces if we ever get the Helix Pinnacle. Jeez, more knowledge pools. Don't really need that many knowledge pools. Land? Another path. Alright, gotta pass the turn. Oh, our opponent peeled a land. That was pretty fortunate. Alright, we peeled the land. Equal with our land peelings. Oh, maybe they had the land. I thought the Desolate Lighthouse meant they were short on lands. So I could have drawn 2 lands in a row. Dress. I guess we can remand the Dress. They can't recast it. And we draw land. Sweet. Dispel would be a sweet draw. Alright, we're going to go for it. Crack this Windswept Heath. Surgical Extraction, our remand. Yep, so all our remands are gone. We're going to search up a Hallowed Fountain, untapped, and run out this Curse of Exhaustion, see what happens. Enchanting our opponent. And they remand it. Sure. Alright, pass the turn. I guess we could also just play a Knowledge Pool and see what happens. It seems like crazy things will happen with a Knowledge Pool on the battlefield. Takes the Curse, down to 5 cards, cracks Polluted Delta. Tasigur, sure. I think we just path the Tasigur, play Stirring Wildwood, pass the turn. Hoo-hoo-hoo. What's our opponent have? 1, 2, 3, Jace. We could probably tap them out. I think we need to do that. I think we need to tap them out with this Mana Leak, or attempt to. So they either gotta let it go or tap themselves out. And they would have to Tick Chase up. Oh, they just let it go. Alright. Can we just Knowledge Pool? What happens if we Knowledge Pool? Let's Serum Visions instead. I don't think we need another path. I guess we can Condescend. Well, we'll leave it on top. We might just shuffle it away anyway. Scalding Tarn. Yeah, we'll draw Condescend. Alright, let's just pass. They're taking a while to decide. Kolaghan's Command. Man, their hand must be stacked. But let's Ghost Quarter that. Sure way to lose the game. Goes with Click, and we're going to Condescend X5. This again, they either have to counter it or tap out to resolve the Click. They're going to remand the Condescend. Okay. Wonder what they take. Maybe Curse of Exhaustion. It's probably most likely. Yep, take the Curse. Well, let's path the Click and pass the turn for now. Still playing conservatively. Another Condescend. Well, let's play Knowledge Pool. What the heck? I have no idea how this is going to turn out. Oh, they remand it. Okay. Serum Visions. Bottom and top. Alright, let's Knowledge Pool. See what happens. Snapcaster. Remand, I assume. Well, they have drawn a ton of counters. Pass the turn. Take our beats from Snapcaster. And let's Serum Vision. See what we find. Negate Serum Vision's Helix Pinnacle. I think we gotta wait on Helix Pinnacle at this point. But we'll keep Serum Vision. Alright, we're going to path Snapcaster. Resolves. Let's Serum Visions. Temple Garden, Dispel, Curse of Exhaustion. Wow, we have the whole combo. Alright, we'll put them both on top. Temple Garden, untapped, pass the turn. 2 more turns. We draw the Dispel next turn, and then we will draw the Curse the turn after that. Alright, draw the Dispel, pass the turn. Snapcaster Mage. Alright, I guess we gotta let Snapcaster go. Targeting Surgical Extraction. And Surgical Extraction is going after Curse? Well, I guess we need to negate Surgical Extraction. Remands the negate. Alright, we'll let that go. And then we will again cast negate on Surgical Extraction. Spell Snares the negate. Then we will dispel Surgical Extraction. And we got rid of it. Whew, that was a battle. Now we will run out this Curse of Exhaustion, see if it resolves. Bolts us, and it resolves. Sweet. We're so close. Activate Stirring Wildwood. We're going to try to block here. Opponent terminates. Alright, let's condescend the terminate, even though they can pay for it. Because we would like to find an actual hard counter. Not 2 Flooded Strands. Put them both to the bottom. Alright, Stirring Wildwood down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Knowledge Pool. Resolves. Our opponent can't cast spells, but they do have a creature on the battlefield. So we need to find an answer for the Snapcaster, and we need to somehow do it through Knowledge Pool. We still need to deal with the Snapcaster. Alright, how can we do this? Whenever we cast a spell, player exiles it. Then they can cast a card. Alright, I guess we got a Windswept Heath, crack Windswept Heath. We have a Path. Ghostly Prison doesn't do it. Path and Click are what we're looking for. Temple Garden tapped. Oh, I can cast our opponent's spells. I didn't realize this. Okay, that changes things. So we get to Knowledge Pool. Knowledge Pool gets exiled, but I can cast this Bolt to kill the Snapcaster. Alright, now we got it. It's just a matter of time now. Oh, you can cast any spell under there. I didn't realize that. Woohoo! So we would have eventually found our Helix Pinnacle. We actually have one there. So the next spell we cast, we would have got Helix Pinnacle. Our opponent, remember, can't cast any spells. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We could dump 9 mana per turn and any other lands we draw into Helix Pinnacle. So over the course of 10 turns or so, we would win the game. I can't believe that worked against a tier 1 deck. What are the chances? First match. Alright, against odds, playing Helix Pinnacle in Modern. See if we can keep our winning streak alive. Ooh, alright. Yeah, I guess we keep Knowledge Pool for the combo. So, Gitaxian Probe reveals our secrets. If we can resolve our combo, I think we win. Curse of Exhaustion, it would be hilarious if we ran into Storm. Storm's not all that popular on Magic Online, but we would randomly hate out Storm so hard. So I think we're just going to go tap land pass. I don't think it's worth paying 2 life to play a Helix Pinnacle. 100 counters is so many that getting an additional 1 isn't likely to change things. God, I think this is Storm. We just want to resolve a Curse of Exhaustion, and then I don't think we can lose. So our opponent's setting up their hand. Path, probably a dead card. But we'll play Untapped Hallowed Fountain, leave up Remand. I guess this could not be Storm, but man, it seems likely. Manamorphose. I think that was a bait spell. Well, Faithless Looting. I guess we can let that resolve too. Another probe. Another probe. Oh man. Alright, Flooded Strand. We might be doing it. If we can just live one more turn and play Curse of Exhaustion. I'm not sure our opponent has any outs in the main deck. Oh, do we let this go? We can remand Desperate Ritual. I think we let it go. They did have another land, so they would have been able to Desperate Ritual again. Manamorphose. The other stuff we can kind of deal with. Poor Storm deck. Just randomly running into our deck. Alright, crack Flooded Strand. Get a breeding pool, I guess? Oh, and another curse. Alright. Crack Flooded Strand, and our opponent scoops it up. They know the curse is coming. Oh. This list reads like like a hate deck specifically built to beat Storm. Like if you could go down a list of cards in Modern, if you could write a list of cards in Modern that you wanted against Storm, I think like 90% of them are in our list. Not not because we expected to play Storm, just because they incidentally work with our really janky combo. So so we have so much Storm hate. I mean, we don't have our auto win cards, but we have a leak, have a click. But click should be good, hopefully. And we'll just play tap Colonnade, pass the turn. As long as there's not a Pyromancer Ascension this turn, I think we... Uh-oh. 2-1 tap mana probably means Ascension. Oh, Sleight of Hand, okay. Can deal with that. Knowledge Pool, I have no idea what'll happen. I sort of want to resolve that against Storm, just to see what happens. Knowledge Pool is a great card for that. I have to say, it has to be one of the perfect against odds cards. Because you just never know what's going to happen. What are the odds you get completely screwed over and lose? What are the odds you win? No one knows. So I think we're just going to get Island and leak this Electromancer. Sleight of Hand. No, another Knowledge Pool. Alright, we'll play the Forest. Set a draw step stop. Draw step stop. Say that 5 times fast. Alright, click. See what's going on over here. Could have clicked away a Knowledge Pool, looking for a hate card, but... Empty Electromaster Manamorphose. I think we take Electromancer. I think that's the scariest card. Maybe I should have clicked... Maybe we should have clicked ourselves. Oh, they drew a Ritual. Ritual, Manamorphose, into empty, I assume. Oh my god. That's some great running. Seriously? Well, that was unfortunate. They get to empty for 5? Or 6, actually. Oh my god. Well, I'm not sure how we get out of this now. Serum Visions. Well, Mana Leak would have been good last turn. And yeah, no sense in even playing it out. We're not going to win that one. Alright, what do we have? Well, I guess this is reasonable-ish. So Windswept Heath into Flooded Strand. Or Hollowed Fountain. Serum Visions. Oh man, and a Rest in Peace. Well, I think top. We have 1,000,000 Ghost Quarters that we can actually use to fix our mana if we have to. Ghost Quarters not really that great in this matchup. Opponent probes. Sees the curse. Serum Visions. I think we're better off playing Ghost Quarter and sitting on Remand this turn, rather than playing Rest in Peace. There's Pyromancer Ascension. Definitely would like to remand that. And we drew the Rule of Law, too. Oh, well, we didn't need the Helix Pinnacle in this one. We just did it the old-fashioned way of having every good card in Modern against Storm. And they still took a match from us, so props for that. But, man, we have so much hate. Like, look at this. Excellent against Storm. Excellent against Storm. Excellent against Storm. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So, we are now 2-0 with Helix Pinnacle. Alright, against odds, playing Helix Pinnacle in Modern. Affinity. Vault Scourge. I would like this matchup better if we were on the play. We will see how fast of a start they get out to. Here comes Vault Scourge. Spellskite. Well, Spellskite's not too threatening. Well, I guess we crack this for a Howlet Fountain. Another Ghost Quarter. Alright, we'll just play Ghost Quarter, ship the turn. Activates Blink Moth. I think we're not going to Ghost Quarter yet. Kind of want to leave up this Mana Leak. If we Ghost Quarter, they could get a basic and play a Ravager or something. We will Mana Leak Signal Pest. Alright, tap Temple Garden, pass the turn. Alright, activates Blink Moth. Activates Blink Moth. I think we will again take our beats down to 13. There's Hallowed Fountain. Alright, so I think we go with Hallowed Fountain tapped, pass the turn. This time we will Ghost Quarter something, because we can still leave up our Leak and Remand. Activates. Activates. Ghost Quarter a Blink Moth. We're also going to, I think, force our opponent to sacrifice this Glimmer Void. Let's Mana Leak Mox Opal, because we want to make them sack those Glimmer Voids, and Mox Opal would prevent that. If they play another creature, though... Oh, they got a Springleaf Drum. That's a bummer. Alright, well, let's Serum Visions. We don't need to Wrath right here. Rule of Law to the bottom. Detention Sphere on... Yeah, we'll bottom both. Pass the turn. Activates Blink Moth and Ink Moth. Well, I guess we kill the Blink Moth. No land to search up. Down to 10. Drew a land, so that's good. So get rid of Spellskite and Vault Scourge. Citadel. Would like to find a way to get rid of that Ink Moth. It is annoying. Ooh, Stirring Wildwood is sweet. We'll play Helix Pinnacle. Stirring Wildwood can block the Ink Moth. Now we can start the long, slow process of putting counters on our Helix Pinnacle. Here comes Ink Moth, up to 3 poison. Alright, let's put some counters on here. 97 to go. So close. Oh, there's a path, too. Alright, well, we'll just keep passing and playing defense. Ink Moth. I think we're going to suit up our Wildwood. If our opponent wants to Galvanic Blast it, we can deal with that. Actually, we could Path in response. Then they wouldn't have enough artifacts. There's Galvanic Blast. Our face. Okay. I guess we gotta take it. Well, I guess we gotta take that one too. Down to 2. And Ornithopter. Alright. Let's put some more counters on our Helix Pinnacle. 95 more to go. Gotta watch out for those burn spells. Opponent is out of cards, which is good. We could eventually get our Hardlock, which would also be good. Springleaf Drum, and go up to 11 counters on Helix Pinnacle. Opponent should have probably held those Springleaf Drums, because I would be not as likely to tap out for Helix Pinnacle. It's going to be a long, slow road to 100 counters. But we might have the ammunition to do it. I don't even think we can... Can we not even put counters on it? What if they just drew a burn spell and we die? I think we got to keep going. If they drew... They don't have many left. They have 2 Galvanic Blasts left. If that's what they drew, then fine, we're dead. Oh boy. There's the Knowledge Pool. But we need to wait until we find a curse to play the Knowledge Pool. Another Citadel. Alright, keep going up the ladder. Up to 24 counters. Ooh, and a curse. We might have gotten there. Curse of Exhaustion targets our opponent. Oh, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get Affinity too. No way. No way. We are taking down tier 1 deck after tier 1 deck with this jank. This is awesome. Ravager. Well, we just remand the Ravager, so they can't recast it. Because of Curse. They got even a bigger surprise coming. We'll put a counter on Helix Pinnacle. We can't crack Windswept Heath, but we can play the Knowledge Pool. Oh, I just gotta imagine the look on our opponent's face when this happens. And it happens way more often than it should. So now, oh my god. We can just, we have our opponent hard locked. And we can, at our leisure, keep dumping our man into Helix Pinnacle till we get 100 counters and win. Everyone scoops though, so I don't know if we'll ever actually see it on camera. And our opponent realizes the Knowledge Pool kill and scoops it up. Oh my god. We got Stony Silence. But we don't have the land. Oh, God. I think we got to try it. Stony Silence, I think, is good enough in this matchup that we can keep this hand and hope that we draw land in the first 2 turns. If we can find a blue source, then we can kind of scry our way out of this. Helix Pinnacle, not quite a land. I really like that Windmill Plains. Pretty sweet. Eric Peterson, good work. I think that's a Euro land. What's coming down now? Ravager? Spellskite. Alright, come on, land for Stony Silence. Oh, no! No, no! Oh, punished. Punished. That would have shut down Opal, too. There's so much stuff that would have shut down if we had... Ravager. Ugh. Would have given our opponent a whole bunch of 1/1s that do nothing. Still not horrible this turn if we peel a land. Nope. Ugh. Well, we're about dead. See what our opponent does this turn, but it might be time to just scoop it up and move on with our lives to game 3. Oh, Stony Silence. Yeah. Alright, we'll scoop it up to Cranial Plating. Because even the land there isn't good enough. Even a string of lands isn't good enough. Alright, game 3. Let's see if we can get it. We have Stony Silence again, but this time we have actual lands to go with it. Serum Visions. Well, these aren't lands, but I think we can keep them. Serum Visions will find us more lands eventually, in theory. Signal Pest. Ornithopter. Ornithopter. I think we are still going to resolve Stony Silence here. Glimmer Void. Activates Nexus. Alright, so we're just going to get hit for some damages and a little bit of poison. Alright, I think we're just going to Ghost Quarter and pass for now. So we can leave up Counter Magic and path the Signal Pest. Citadel doesn't do much. Not going to activate the Nexus. Well, I probably should have pathed beforehand. Ravager. Alright, we Condescend Ravager. No lands. Alright, bottom and bottom. Just bottomed our combo. There it is. Boom! Yes, we'll pay 2 life. And this is devastating for our opponent. They're down to not a whole lot. Another Ravager. Well, we need to just path Ravager right now. Now I think we are going to Ghost Quarter Inkmoth, since I think they only have the 1 mountain. Basically strip mine. Play that tap, pass the turn, leave up Mana Leak. Next turn we can Serum Visions. Springleaf Drum, not a problem. Plating, also not a problem. Cards that don't do anything at the moment. Ooh, Helix Pinnacle. Well, let's Serum Visions. I don't think we need Ghostly Prison now, and I don't think we want the land either. I think we're just going to bottom both. Play Helix Pinnacle. Ship the turn. Mox Opal, another card that doesn't do anything with a Stony Silence out. 2 counters at a time. At that rate, it'll take us 50 turns. The pace will pick up a little bit, though. The problem is they will probably draw enough burn to kill us before 50 turns. Timely Reinforcements would be pretty sweet. Inkmoth will also kill us eventually if we draw nothing. Another Mana Leak. Well, we got our opponent's spells locked down pretty well. They can start hitting us with Inkmoth, though. So if we go a lot of turns without drawing anything. But I mean, we got 3 Ghost Quarters, 3 paths. Hopefully we find one of those in the next 1,000,000 turns. I don't think we can raise an Inkmoth with a Helix Pinnacle. In case you were wondering about that. Seems unlikely. Another land. More Inkmoth attacks. Up to 4 poison. We'll just get a tapped Breeding Pool. Pinnacle for 5, up to 17. Oh, there's a path. Alright. That is a way to deal with that annoying Inkmoth. Run that Mox Opal out there, because why not? Not even going to attack? Alright. We are going to path it, just so we don't have to keep dealing with it. And keep the counters going. Up to 22! Slowly but surely. In a Temple Garden? Well, we're going to play that tapped. We don't want to get burnt out. A little at a time. We're just going to add 4 and leave up Mana Leak now. Ooh, Knowledge Pool. Well, we got to wait on that. we need to find a curse first. Up to 26 counters. We might just do it the slow way. Would like to find a timely reinforcements. Hanger back X2. Well, we will counter that. We're going to break the 30 counter threshold with 5 more. 31. I guess we can play a second Stony Silence to be safe. And keep doing the same thing. Ornithopter, not a threat. Signal Pest. Well, that does pick up the pace on Ornithopter. Lets it hit for 1. We gotta draw something eventually, though, right? 36 counters. Oh, Colonnade Suite. That is a blocker. Alright, we're gonna take 1. Vault Scourge, alright. A Wrath would be awesome. Timely Reinforcements would be pretty sweet. Alright, let's Curse of Exhaustion. Galvanic Blast. I think we gotta counter Galvanic Blast to maintain our life total. Alright, they can cast 1 spell. We're gonna be at 6. We'll have to see what they can play this turn. Uh-oh, they drew something? Hangerback X2. Alright, 2 more counters. Come on, let's draw something. Serum Visions. Leak doesn't do it. Bottom. Bottom. Yeah, I guess we gotta pass the turn. We need to draw a Timely or something. We're gonna have to block with Colonnade. I'm just not sure what the right block is. Oh. Didn't attack with Signal Pest. Alright. Fire up Colonnade. Now, if we block Hangerback, we go to 5, and our opponent gets 2 1/1s, and then would attack for lethal next turn. I guess if we block Vault Scourge, we live to fight another day. We go to 4 and can block next turn. Yeah, I think that's the plan. Block Vault Scourge. We can lock our opponent out of playing spells, but since we're behind on the board, it doesn't actually save us. We need a Timely or a Wrath. Path. Stirring Wildwood. Alright. Good God. That's not really what we were looking for, but it's kinda something. Gotta pass and block again. Spellskite? Alright, there's a Spellskite. Activates Ink Moth, sure. Swings with everything. Well, we're blocking something. What do we block? If we block Hangerback, we basically need to hit a Wrath. What if we block... I guess we block Ornithopter, go to 1, and next turn we can double block while we're waiting to draw something. Go to 1, go up to 6 poison. Come on, something. Timely would be great. Another Colonnade. Oh, I forgot to put counters on, too. Jeez. Well, those counters probably aren't going to matter. We either find a way to stabilize and lock our opponent and then win with Helix, or we're going to die very soon. Darksteel Citadel. Alright, that's not the death of us. Activates Ink Moth. Wait, is that the death of us? It is! I thought we had enough mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we are dead. That was unfortunate. We went a long way through our deck without finding it. There's a Timely. Ghostly Prison. We should have won that. Oh my god. I cannot believe that worked. Yeah, so we didn't get in as many matches as normal on our against odds, because some of our matches went incredibly long. They were all 3 games, and some of them, oh man, took so much time, but the deck actually somehow worked. We finished with a winning record in games and matches, and we were so super close to beating Affinity in that game 3. If we had drawn a Supreme Verdict or even a Path to Exile and been able to stabilize the board and get down our knowledge pool, we would have locked them out of the game and won with Helix just like we had in the other games. So we were super close to going 3-0 with this deck. So I don't know what we learned. It's really hard to say. Helix Pinnacle can be a real win condition in the right deck, and the combo of Curse of Exhaustion and Knowledge Pool is pretty sweet. Like, I love it mostly. I don't know how competitive it is. Like I said in the intro, having a 4-mana do-nothing enchantment and a 6-mana do-nothing artifact be your combo doesn't really scream competitive in Modern, but it worked. It really did. And there were so many times where we could control the game with our counter spells and get that hard lock down. And the look on our opponent's face had to be great. Like, there were some long pauses, as you could tell. Our opponents were, like, reading the cards, trying to figure out what was happening to them. Does this really mean I cannot cast spells for the rest of the game? So it was a blast to play. And yeah, I mean, it was awesome. And I'm just so proud that it's an actual Helix Pinnacle deck. It's, like I said before, it's not a ramp deck playing Helix Pinnacle instead of Emrakul, not a tooth and nail deck that's playing a subpar finisher. This is a Helix Pinnacle deck, and the idea that we can lock our opponent out of the game and win with Helix Pinnacle is just so sweet. I think every game we won because of Helix Pinnacle, even though we never got 100 counters on it. I think the most we ever had on it was like 47, which is still pretty impressive, but all those games we would have won if our opponent hadn't scooped it up to the lock. Helix Pinnacle was the way we would have won the game over the course of the next several turns. So anyway, the deck was awesome. If you want to give it a try, go for it. I mean, I don't think this... I have a hard time believing that this can really be a Tier 1 Modern deck, but I think it's definitely worth taking to like an F&M or something like that. And I don't know, maybe there's more to it than I'm giving it credit for. It just seems like it shouldn't work, but it kept working. And also, I mean, it was a small sample size. Because the matches were so long, we only got in 3. But we performed extremely well, and those matches were against real decks, like Affinity, one of the absolute top-tier decks in Modern. Grixis Twin, also a top-tier deck in Modern. And Storm is kind of floating in the Tier 2 range, but still a real deck. It's not like we ran into a draft deck, which sometimes happens with our Against the Odds. We need to run into someone playing a draft deck for us to win, but we were taking down real Modern decks with Helix Pinnacle. So anyway, make sure to check out mtggoldfish.com for the article and the poll for next week's Against Odds. And if you enjoyed the Hardlock Helix videos and all the other awesome videos we make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel to stay up on all the latest and greatest. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.